Hi guys, welcome to Code Bashers. Guys, in this video, I will be discussing the Java coding questions which were asked in the assimilation test of Cognizant. Guys, this is part 3 of this series. More parts have already been uploaded on my channel. You can watch this playlist. I will give the link of this playlist in the I button or in the description box. Here I have already posted 2 coding questions and one part for the SQL coding questions. But guys, more parts of both for Java as well as SQL will be uploaded on this channel. So make sure that if you are watching this video, kindly subscribe this channel because more such videos will be posted in future. Guys, if you're new to this channel, make sure to subscribe it as well as join my Telegram groups also. I am posting regular updates on different companies which are hiring as well as the questions you're getting asked in them. So guys, the link of the Telegram groups are given in the description box. Make sure to join them. And guys, now let's start this video. And before starting the video, please hit the like button as well as the subscribe button for this channel. Okay, so guys, first I will be reading you the question, then we will be discussing the approach of how we will be solving this question, and then I will be writing the code in the end of this video. So do not skip any part of this video. Now guys, the question here is, the School of Languages and Science teaches 5 subjects. First is physics, chemistry, math, botany and zoology. Each student is skilled in one subject. The skills of the students are described by the string of named skills that consist of letters P, C, M, B and Z only. Each character describes the skill of a student. So guys, don't worry if you are not understanding it. We will be seeing it with the help of an input that what does this statement represent. Now, given a list of students' skill, determine the total number of different teams satisfying the following constraints. A team consists of group of exactly 5 students. This is the first constraint. Each student is skilled in a different subject. A student may only be on one team. So, but this question is saying, see, we have a school where there are students and only these 5 subjects are taught in that school, and each student is mastered in only one subject. Either he will be good in physics or chemistry or maths. It cannot be possible that he is mastering more than one subject. Now what we will be given, we will be given an input string just like this. That is, here each ith element represents the subject that student has mastered in. So for example, the first student has mastered in physics, the second student here has mastered in zoology. Here you can see the fifth student has mastered in botany. So like this, our input string will be given. Now this input string represents the number of students which have mastery in a particular subject. Now what we have to do, we have to find the number of teams that fulfill this constraint, that fulfill all the 3 constraints. So if all these 3 constraints are fulfilled by a team, then we will count that team as 1, otherwise 0, even if one constraint is missing. Now let's just see this is our input value. Now using this input, we have to fulfill all these constraints. Can we fulfill all these constraints? By how many teams we have to tell. Now what is the constraint? First, a team consists of group of exactly 5 students. Okay, this is not a big constraint. Each student is skilled in a different subject. Now this line is very important. See, we know that in a team there can be only 5 students, and you can see that in this particular school only 5 subjects have been taught. So this means that we have to find the number of teams in which there are exactly 5 students, and all those students have mastery in different subjects. So for example, first student has physics, second has chemistry, third has maths, fourth is botany and fifth is zoology. If we are able to satisfy these conditions in a single team, then we will say that yes, we have one team like this. So it may be possible that the number of students are very large. So it might be possible that we have multiple teams by which we can fulfill this condition. So now I hope that you have understood this question pretty well. So let's just see that what is our input. So input is like this: the first student has mastered in physics, second in zoology and so on, and we have to find out how many teams are there in this particular with this number of students which have fulfilled these things. So here these 2 constraints specify that every team consists of 5 students, and every student must be have mastery in different subjects. So let's just see. So how many teams are possible here? So the sample output is 1. That is, out of these students only one such team is possible. How it is possible? You can see here that we pick up this P once, B is also present, M is also present, Z is also present and C is also present. So you can see that here different considering all the students, only one such team is present where all these combination, where all these students with different mastery can take place. Because let's just see, if we have formed one team from here, like P, Z is also there, C is also there, B is also there, M is also there. Now if I delete these values from these students, it means, why I have to delete? Because a student may only be on one team. It is not possible that a particular student is present in two different teams. So now once I have formed the team with these students, so our count has reached to 1, that one such team is present. Now once I delete it, let's just see, I have deleted Z, C also I have deleted, B also deleted, and remaining M also deleted. Now I am left with these 5 students. Now one team is this possible. Now can I form the same team with the remaining students? These are the remaining students. Can I form the same team? No, the answer is no, because you can see that here B is not present, P, Z, C, B is not present, as well as what it is not present, M is also not present. So I cannot fulfill a team's both these conditions. That is, first condition can be fulfilled, exactly 5 students are present, but we need to fulfill all the conditions. But in this remaining student, this second condition is not getting fulfilled. So from the remaining students, once a team has been formed, from the remaining student, no other team is possible. So therefore we have sample output as 1. So I hope this sample input is clear to you. Now let's just see the next input. The students that are given to us are total 5 students are given to us, and you can see that the first student has mastered in what does P stands for? Physics, then chemistry, then again physics, then maths, then Z, zoology. So can we, these are total students, can we form a single team out of them? The answer is no, because you can see that here B is not there, that is botany is not there. So out of these students, no such team is possible, because you can see that a team consists of a group of exactly 5 students. So total students are 5 only. So this condition is fulfilled. But the next condition, that is each student is skilled in different subjects. So in a team, all the students must have different subjects. So it is not possible in this case. So therefore we will return 0 from here. So now I hope the question is clear to you. Now let's just see the approach of this question. Okay. So guys, the approach here is, what we'll do, we will take 5 different variables for 5 subjects. First is int P, then int C, P for physics, C for chemistry, M for maths, B for botany, Z for zoology. So I will take 5 different variables for different subjects, and we will all start their counter with 0. That is, we will start all their counter with 0. Now what we'll do, we will iterate over our input string. This is our input string. We will iterate over it, and what we'll do, we will, whenever a P comes, we will increment the value of P here. Whenever the Z comes, we will increment the value of Z here. Whenever B comes, we will increment the value of B there. So first let's just do this thing, then we will see that what we have to do after we have got all the values, that how many P, how many C, how many M we have got inside this string. So first let's just see this whole. So first, while iterating, first P comes. So what we have done, we have incremented it to 1. Then Z comes, we have incremented Z to 1. Then P comes, now 1 plus P is 2. Then C comes, C has been incremented to 1. Then B comes, then B has been incremented to 1. Then M comes, then M has incremented to 1. Then again Z comes, Z has been incremented to 2. Now C comes, now C has been incremented to 2 again. Now P comes, where is P? P has been now incremented to 3. And then again P comes, now P again has been incremented to 4. So now we have got that our P is 4, C, number of C's in the table is 2, number of C's in the table is 2, number of M's in the table is 1, number of B's in the entire string is 1, number of Z's in the entire strings are 2. Now we have got these values. Now how many teams can be formed? How we will know that? So guys, the answer is simple. Once we have got the number of alphabets, or you can say number of subjects that are present in the input string, we just have to find the minimum of these values. And what is the minimum of all these values? It is 1. So our answer is 1. That is, only one team can be formed through these particular, from this list of students. Now why we have taken minimum? I think the answer is obvious, but again I will try to explain it. See, is it possible that the value of M is 1? That is, in all the students, the number of students who have mastered in maths is 1. Is it possible that M is 1 but the outcome outcome, that is the number of teams that are following those conditions, is 2. Is it possible? So answer is no, because for two teams to be eligible, there must be at least two students. There must be at least two students in the class which are mastered in maths. But we can see that there is only one student that have been mastered in maths, and we know that a single student can be placed in a single team only. So it means that we will take the minimum values matters, because since there are only one student that has mastered in maths, it is not possible that the total teams that are satisfying the condition can be 2. It should always be less than or equivalent to the minimum value. It will always be equivalent to the minimum value. That is, once we have taken the minimum value, that will be our final answer. That is, only one team can be formed out of these combinations which fulfills all the conditions that have been listed above. So guys, this question was very simple. Now what I will do, I will write the code for the same. Please stay tuned. If you have not understood the question, the code will make the things more clear. So guys, now let's just see the code. Okay, so guys, in the estimation test, we just only have to fulfill the function. We just know the input value, and we just have to output the certain result. We have to simply return the value from this function. So for saving the time, I have already written the code. So first of all, as I have said you, that we will declare all the variables and initialize their value with 0. Now what we'll do, we will iterate over our input string. What we will do, we will at every instance we will check whether it is P, C, M, B or Z. If it fulfills the condition, the desired variables will get updated. That is, if P comes, P++ will happen. If C comes, C++ will happen, and so on. And after the loop is over, now we know that how many P, C, M, B and Z are present in our input string. We will simply have to return the minimum of all these values. And why we have to return the minimum only, I have told the logic earlier in this video, so kindly, if you do not know, please move back from certain point of time and watch this reason, that why we just have to return the minimum value. So guys, this code will pass all the test cases, and it will pass all the test cases that will be given to you in the platform. So guys, I hope you liked the video. This is the third Java coding question video of estimation test on my channel. And one SQL coding question video has also been uploaded on my channel. So guys, kindly subscribe this channel if you have not subscribed it now, and hit the like button for this channel. Thank you for watching this video.